So I'm going to take you through, now that we've heard about Christian going through the CDM working group, I'm going to take you through the data quality working group, specifically focused on the data quality dashboard and the work we've done last year and what we plan to do this year. And it will be, very interconnected with the common data model, as you would expect. All right, so as a short recap of 2020, we didn't add a lot of features to the data quality dashboard, but we did introduce the cohort feature, which allows you to run the tool on a specific cohort in your database that you've defined. And just for those of you, I'll put a link to the documentation for the data quality dashboard after I'm speaking, so you guys can go take a look. I didn't want to go too far down into the tool here, but I will put a link in the chat for you guys. So if you haven't heard of it, you can take a look later on. We increased adoption of the tool across the OHDSI community, which included 100% compliance during the US Symposium Study-a-thon, which was great for us and gave us a lot of room to work in terms of understanding how we're going to affect data quality at the network level. And last year, we focused largely on supporting current use cases and new users. What we saw is there were two major networks that actually adopt the data quality dashboard as part of their processes. Of course, the first one was EDEN, the European Health Data and Evidence Network, run by our lovely Peter Reinbeck, who's on the call. So I'm just showing you one of the deliverables for EDEN, which was deliverable 4.2, which discusses the data quality dashboard, but essentially it is a major part of the network, and it is really integral to how they are onboarding new data partners and getting them up on the CDM and making sure that their data comply with our expectations in the community. And similarly, you heard Kristen talking about the National COVID Cohort Collaborative. In that JMIA paper she mentioned from the fall, they discuss the way that they are pulling data into their enclave. And you can see here the DQD is highlighted as one of their steps as they are assessing data and allowing it to be available to their users. So really from there, a couple weeks ago in the group, we talked about our objectives and key results for the year. So we really only have one because we want to really narrow our focus. And the plan is to expand the quality assessments performed by the DQD and provide continued data quality support to the community. So of course, this means first and foremost, once the CDM version 6.x is released, as mentioned by Christian, we will also release a version of the DQD concurrent with that CDM version, because they do go hand in hand, and we do need to have a way to assess, conformance and completeness and all those wonderful things we've come to expect from the DQD, and it should be compliant with the new version of the CDM. We'd like to add at least 5 new check types. So that is some jargon related to the tool, but essentially what we want to do is extend the checks that are covered by the tool. We already have a lot of great ideas for how we might do that, and so we've got a really good plan in place for that. And then one feature we all agreed on in the data quality dashboard development group is that we want to add features to assess data quality over time. And there's a lot of ways we might do that, but we want to add some features in. There's some other networks that do some really great things with quality over time and data over time. So we'd like to incorporate some of their ideas and some new ideas into our tool. And you see a fourth key result there with has some question marks in it. And really what we figured out, and as we were talking in our recent meeting, is that there's a lot of things on our wish list that we'd like to incorporate into this tool, including visualizations and adding some additional features that could help us interpret and understand data quality. So I have a whole list of these things that we talked about in our group, and what I'd like to do is send this out to you, the community. Obviously, those of us in the development group are just a small subset of the community, and we like to get your feedback, because I think many people in the community are using this tool. So we'd like to get your feedback in terms of what you'd like to see and what would make this tool work better for you and help you understand the quality of your data. So you will be seeing a post from me about that, so be on the lookout. But that's about it. That's where we were last year, and this is where we hope to go this year.